Okay, how was the event so far? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some cool talks or you met with nice companies. Today I'm gonna tell you a bit more about Wild Code School, but also mainly about the two main training programs and as well the two main career paths that we have here at Wildcott School. So, welcome into the wild, everybody. I'm happy to be here and to tell you a bit more about what we do, but also hopefully to help you choose the right career path for yourself. Um, so my name is Cosmin. I'm the EU director at Wildcode School, and I just wanted to tell you very briefly about what we do, and then of course we can discuss more later. We have more than 20 campuses in Europe, four main training courses: web development, data analysis, product management, and no code. And we've trained more than 5,000 tech specialists since 2014. And for the last year, the job placement rate that we had was 84%. So, to tell you a bit more about the way we work at OneCode School, first we have something we call blended learning. That basically means that we have the live courses, even if they're in person or remote, but we also have our online platform called Odyssey, and there you find a lot of resources, quests, agenda, pretty much anything that you need during the training. We also work quite a lot with agile methodology. Actually, it's part of everything we do. So that means daily stand-ups, weekly retrospectives, working with sprints, and we get you ready to go into the jobs because that's quite the standard nowadays in the tech world. We also have guest speakers from different companies throughout the training. We work a lot with employability coaching, from helping you with your CVs and LinkedIn to organizing events such as this, also with partners, but also internal events just for our students where we invite companies to present their companies and the job opportunities that they have open. We work a lot with peer learning, so you'll be always working in a team, but also working on the quests on our platform and discussing with your colleagues on that. As I was telling you, we have more than 5,000 alumni, and you'll find pretty much anywhere somebody that has graduated from our programs. And we also work with partner projects. So we have five projects during the training, and two of them are done with companies in the form of hackathons. And most importantly, we aim to make you be ready to learn other languages as well. And it's not uncommon that students graduate from our training courses in React, but then get their jobs in Vue.js or Angular, because that's kind of the whole point. Of course, we're going to try to specialize you in one framework to start with, but the whole idea is for you to be able to learn other frameworks and continue learning and adapting to the needs of the market. But today I wanted to tell you a bit more about the two main tracks that we have: data and web development. So for data, it combines domain expertise, programming skills, and knowledge of mathematics and statistics to extract meaningful insights from data. While for web, we're talking about building, creating, and maintaining websites, and it includes aspects such as web design, publishing, programming, and database management. So obviously, they are quite different, but in the same time, there are many things that overlap here. And I'm going to start with first the different personality traits that are most commonly seen for the two different tracks. So when we're talking about data, one of the personality traits is that you most probably have an analytical mind and quantitative reasoning. So this is quite central to the data career. Um, then you are definitely a problem solver. So it is about problem solving quite a lot. You need to also be a critical thinker to be best fitted for this career. As in everything, I would say you need to have quite a lot of curiosity and determination. You should not be afraid to experiment, and you should be ready to experiment in different ways. And as I was telling you, it's about extracting insights from the data. So for that, you'll need to have to be persuasive and to have an ability to storytell. And obviously, you should be interested in playing around with data. When it comes to web development, you need good communication skills. You need to also be a problem solver. You need to be able to plan ahead, and you need to be persistent. There's going to be a lot of times when things don't go your way, so that's why there is a strong need to be persistent. As in everything, you need to also be a team player, but maybe in dev more than in data. While web developers work with a lot of other departments such as marketing, product design, etc. For data, that's still applicable, but maybe not to the extent as for dev. So that's more central for web development when it comes to that. It's also quite useful to have an entrepreneurial spirit when it comes to web development. To be interested in design, because you will be working a lot with design or with the design department in your company, especially if you're working with front end development. So that's about the personality traits. When it comes to professional skills, there are some skills that are relevant for each track. So for the data, we have cleaning, analyzing, and manipulating data. You need programming skills as well. So as I was telling you, there are quite different, but there are many things that are common for those two tracks. It helps to have some domain expertise. You will be obviously working a lot with creating reports. And you should be able to work well with succinct project timelines, and to work well in teams with stakeholders, but also alone. And one of the characteristics I would say for data is that unlike for web, where it's more about the logical thinking and the approach you have, here it's more the math and statistics comes in, and it's quite important to have this kind of skills, or at least an openness to learn these things. So this is one of the things that a lot of times will differentiate what track people choose, because as we know, math can be a divisive subject. Some people might love it, some people might hate it, some people might be just okay with it. So you need to be at least okay with it, if not loving it. When it comes to web dev, you need to be a proficient coder. You will be creating websites from scratch a lot of the times, but you also will be maintaining websites. You will stumble across quite a few bugs. Nobody escapes that. So that's another skill that you'll need to master, debugging. You need to be ready to evolve with the technology and adapt to the different changes in the frameworks that appear. And also you will be working depending on the company that you join. If it's a company and it's not like an agency, you will be working most probably on long projects. and many times you'll be working directly with clients and other teams within your company. When it comes to programming languages, there are a bunch of programming languages for each of them. So I will be listing here some of them that are most common for each track. And I'll tell you a bit later what we focus on. So for data, we have Python, we have R, JavaScript, C++, SQL, MATLAB, Apache, just to name some of them. When it comes to web dev, well, we have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is kind of the basic, I would say. But then you have frameworks such as React that we're also teaching, Python. You also work with SQL, Java, for example, Node.js for backend, Ruby on Rails. There's many frameworks that you'll be working with or at least interacting with. There are also some challenges. So when it comes to data, you don't have that much control on what happens. So you'll be building you'll be doing reports and getting insights from the data, but in the end, there will be this data will be used in business decision making. So it can happen that your results will not necessarily be used. So you should be ready to deal with that as well. Um, Sometimes you can also have quite low clarity on the questions that need to be answered with a given data set. You might stumble across unavailability or at least difficulty to access data. Data security is a top priority for this, and you will be needing to coordinate with IT. When it comes to dev, the client requirements might not be clear, and a lot of times might change throughout the time. You will need to work closely with the client for content and requirements. Also, security factors have to be considered before launching a project. Now, when it comes to career options, obviously, junior data analyst and junior web development are the first obvious choices, but that doesn't stop there necessarily. So when it comes to data, obviously, data analyst is one option for career. Then you can go to senior data analyst, junior data scientist, senior data scientist. Then, as you advance, you can go into machine learning and be an engineer there. Data ops, it's another career path. Business intelligence developer, it's also a career path, and data systems analyst. So those are some of them. Obviously, it's not all the options, but they are the most I would say tailored to the data track. When it comes to development, obviously junior developer, full stack developer, front end or back end developer, iOS developer, data engineer, DevOps engineer, technical product manager, tech lead, and CTO are some of the options you have in your career if you choose the web development track. And to kind of sum it up, most people choose web development because it's more tangible. It's easier to get an entry level jobs, mostly because there are more opportunities for web developers. And it's sometimes also easier to get a remote job. When it comes to data analysis, most people choose that because they enjoy math and statistics. It pays well. Sometimes it pays better than web development. And it's also in demand. Maybe not as much in remote jobs, or maybe not to the same level just in general as web development, but it's still a growing industry, and more and more people are needed here to fill the available jobs. Um, I will just remind you that you can ask questions on the chat, or feel free to ask to join us as a participant. I have a couple more slides, and then we can go um, into the different options and different questions. So I wanted to tell you a bit about our remote campus. So we have a campus in Berlin. That's one option, but we also have a remote campus in English. So and also the courses in Berlin are in English. When it comes to the remote campus, some of the advantages is that you have quite a supportive team with the different departments that we have here at Walcott School. Um, then you have a lot of tools and rituals that will help you, and you have access to our European network of campuses, and you can join our events there, or even just come and do the remote courses while being in our campus, so kind of having, let's say, a co-working space almost. There are obvious benefits to remote, such as reducing the time spent while commuting, enjoying it from the comfort of your home, and obviously develop remote working skills. We have here. I have just some reviews. I'm not gonna insist too much on that, but just to give you an idea, we have 4.9 on Course Report and 4.84 on SwitchUp, which are two of the most common platforms for this kind of reviews for boot camps. So for full stack web development, we have two options. We have in person in Berlin, which will start in September, and we have a remote English program that will start one in June now and one in September. For the one in June, we're actually going to have some dedicated spots for Ukrainian refugees as well, but it's also open to the public, or to the general public. These are just some of the things that you'll be learning when it comes to web development. I'm not going to insist too much because I want to also have a chat with you and answer your questions. This is how a typical day looks like. So you have quests, you have courses, you have live coding, client projects, guest speakers, and week reviews. And that's for web development. When it comes to data, we have only a remote course for this year at least, which is starting in September. And as well, it's in English. These are the main things that we'll be going through. So database, data collection, processing, modeling, visualization, and presentation skills. The typical weeks looks quite similar, obviously, with focus on data. When it comes to financing options for the remote courses, the regular price is 6,500. You can get also a 10% discount until 26th of July, or you can pay in installments without any commission. On top of that, we have also financing options for different countries for the remote programs that you can use. So we have Fundação José Neves in Portugal, Chancenig in Germany, and Student Finance in Spain. And for Germany specifically, we have also all these courses being funded through Agentur für Arbeit. So if you are registered with a job center, you can use the Bildungssteins also for remote courses, but also for in person. So all the courses that we have are fully financed through job center as well. So that's an opportunity for you to do the course for free. I will give you some links there where you can start learning. The last thing that I'll mention here are the different steps in applying to work at school. So there is an online registration, you have a motivational interview, and a tech interview for which you will need to prepare. A small tech challenge. So I will now start giving you some links here. So first, because Edwin asked about this, you have here the free courses on for web development, and in the next link, the free courses for sorry, for data analytics. Just a second. I think I have the wrong one. There you go. Yes. So here you can start learning. You can start learning about this. Also, we have events, workshops that you can find on our webpage and also on Meetup, on Eventbrite. We have events in person in Berlin, but also remote events. And for those of you who are interested to apply for our June program in web development remote, I give you the direct link to apply there. As I mentioned, this will have also dedicated spaces for Ukrainian refugees, but anybody can apply and can finance it through Job Center as well. Um, if you have any questions and you would like to join and ask me, you can request to join and I'll approve you there. In the meanwhile, I'll take a look at the questions here. Um, yeah, so for the remote program, Edwin, as I said, we're starting one for web development, one in June and one in September, and for data in September. So those are the options. Also, if you want to explore more about the different courses, our partners at StartSteps that are organizing also this event have this orientation bootcamp for 1 month that starts in June, where you can go through different career options and see which one fits best, and then join a bootcamp. This orientation bootcamp is also financeable through Agentur für Arbeit. So you could do 1 month to explore the different options, and then start a full 5 month training in September in web or data. Abhishek, can you hear me? I can't see you, but you can. Okay, I can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Well, thanks.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, if it's the question time, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Actually, maybe I can just briefly introduce myself. I'm a software developer with 10 years of experience. I
Mm-hmm,
recently switched to data science. I did a boot camp already.
mm-hmm,
I basically did several projects in the boot camp and a very major project. Um, So I started applying for some jobs, but the CV, I made it relevant to data science by specifying all the projects and everything. But unfortunately, I get this uh, direct rejection if they say that your skills don't match the job profile directly, because I don't have enough experience in certain skill sets of data science.
mm-hmm,
I'm being honest in my CV. So, but I have a lot of programming experience, but still I get like your skills don't match the
mm-hmm.
profile. So, how to deal with it? Like, do you have some kind of suggestions regarding this? Because even though I match my CV, it's all relevant to the job profile. Still, I get this answer back.
Mm-hmm. So, what kind of jobs do you apply? Are there entry level or more? They require more seniority.
I basically apply somewhere from junior to mid level
Mm-hmm.
because I have some kind of programming experience.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it's better to apply for these two levels as well.
All right.
But still, somehow I get that the same feedback that your skills don't match.
Mm. And you're applying in Berlin mostly, or?
Yeah, mostly in Berlin. I'm based in Berlin, and I want to also work in Berlin, so mostly in Berlin. But I'm open for remote as well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
remote
mm-hmm.
working as well. Yeah.
So I don't know if you focus. Sometimes it can be easier to find jobs in startups, especially for entry level. So I would suggest you focus a bit more on startups,
Mhm.
and then when it comes to your CV, I'll be happy to even take a look If you'd like, I will just open it and maybe send you, because I have here all your information, and I'll send you some, some feedback based on that.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be good. Yeah.
I think it depends also. You said that you have some projects. Maybe another way to do it is to have work on some other projects and build your portfolio as well,
Yeah.
and build it a bit a bit more than maybe you
Mhm.
have it today. Um, and I guess that the last thing would be if also internships would be an option for you, that could be another starting point.
Mhm.
um, so I suggest you start getting into this kind of entrepreneurship scene if you didn't already, and there are plenty of meetups, events where you can join and try to make some connections there. I'll take a look at your CV and give you some feedback
Great.
based on
That
that.
would be nice. Thanks a lot.
No worries. So Sebastian is asking you, he's saying that don't have any experience at all. How should you start? Well, once again, I think there's different ways. Start with online courses. Um, our colleagues, our partners from StartSteps have this 1 month bootcamp that is financeable from Job Center, that basically takes you through to different career paths, including web dev and data analysis. So that could give you a better idea. Or another way is to also start to do our free courses online, and join the events that we have both in Berlin and remote. So hopefully this will give you an idea of what to choose. If you already know, if you want to do web development or data analysis, if you already decided on one of them, then I suggest going straight to these free courses and events, and then apply directly and have a chat also with my colleagues, and discuss more about the program and how to best start for that. Yes. So the courses, Edwin, are available to anybody. Obviously, the difference is in the financing, in how you finance these courses, right? So if you can finance it yourself, then obviously that's not a requirement to be unemployed, or to make a registration with the Agentur for Arbeit. Obviously our courses are full time, so if you are not unemployed, then you need to have probably a part-time job at the most, although we do suggest that you don't have any other activities, because sure, it's just from 9 to 5 every day, but that doesn't mean that you will not be doing anything else outside of those hours. So it is quite a commitment. So we definitely suggest you focus completely on this if you want to have the best chances when you start looking for jobs. If you want to finance it through Agentur for Arbeit, then yes, obviously you need to be unemployed and registered with them, and get an approval that you can do the courses. And then finally, the last option to finance is through something that is called income share agreements. Um, and that is basically sort of a loan that you pay when you get a job. You pay a certain percentage of your salary back. So you'll find more information in the link that I just sent you there. um, Tore is asking if he can get a job in Germany. You have data analyst experience, but you're outside of Germany. Yeah, I don't think, it depends also where you are, because it might be a question of work permits and things like that. But I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get a job for for anything. I myself, when I started at Wildcode School, I got a job in Berlin, and I was at that point in Denmark. So obviously, I'm not a technical person. I'm more on the business slash management side. But I don't see any problems with getting into Germany if you have a work permit. If not, then might be a bit more tricky to do so. Um, I will have to end the session now. Once again, I'll leave you here the link where you can buy a book meeting with me directly, and we can discuss more about your needs. And then also my email that you can use to just connect with me. And finally, my LinkedIn profile that where you can add me, and we can continue the conversation also there if needed. I will give that in 1 second. And thank you everybody for joining this session. I would be happy to continue the conversation later, and to see you hopefully at some of our events, and also maybe also see you from June or September in one of our training sessions. Have a great rest of the day, and I hope you find more interesting events and connect with good companies. I wish you best of luck, and I am available to chat later. Take care.